You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents a conversation about music podcast. Chew! Yes, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. At the time, welcome to another new episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents a conversation about music podcast. And this is the first episode of 2022. And this one we're gonna do something a little different. We got the discussion episode where I got my good friends, and we're gonna have round table discussion about the topic. And today's topic is, can white artists sing R&B music? So first we got two guests. We might got more guests later. Who knows? We just never know what happened in the show. First we got. He is a part of the Premier Boy podcast. He also my co-host on the Old School Show. We got the bro, the star Roddy in the building. Bro, how you doing, man? Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, good to have me here, man. Yeah, thanks.
Yes, and also we got a special guest. She been on my show a lot of times now. She actually been the first person who been on the main The Gym Like the podcast, the Old School Show, Date Night Talk, and now she on a conversation about music podcast. We got Miss Vanna B in the building. Vanna, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Just keep going. Just keep speaking about me. I love it here. But no, what's up, you guys? Hello. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'm excited. Just all the above. And so thank you.
Yes, thank you. And today though, so we about to discuss, we're gonna have a conversation about music. So before we get to anything, we're gonna talk about R&B. So what is R&B? Let's start with that. What is R&B?
So which answer would you like, sir?
It don't matter. Any answer would do. This is not no right or wrong answer at all for the topic. Let's educate the listeners.
I'm gonna let Rod go first. Then I'm gonna hit you with the 1-2 bang bang.
So R&B is rhythm and blues. It's soulful music that speaks to your soul when you're saying it, feel it. It's captivating. Once the right person sings the right lyrics with the right tone, that's what I call R&B.
For me, I love R&B music. I could definitely agree with Roddy. Rhythm and blues, soul. It's many things. I love R&B music. Vanna, take it away.
Here I go with my get-go. So if you've listened to the podcast a couple of times, I have to count my facts. So R&B music, as we know, is coined for rhythm and blues. It was first coined in 1948 by music and journalist turned record producer Jerry Willicks. And pretty much it derives from gospel, jazz, folk, traditional blues music that emerged with rock and roll. And so just to kind of go off, I think there was a time where back in the way day, especially when we talk about Frankie Lyman, for example, I'm going to go all the way back. If you don't watch Why the Fools Fall in Love, you need to watch it. A lot of his music was actually because he was African American. Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers, I want to say, was their names. Because they were African American, a lot of white artists then took their music and used it to kind of gain financial gain upon that. So that's actually something that we created. R&B also goes back to as far as when we were on plantations singing songs and so on and so forth. So it comes from a lot of things, and it definitely inspires a lot of genres that we have in front of us today, whether it's pop music. It can also be as deep as reggae music, soca music, as far as slave music and things of that nature. So it's a lot of things, but it's like feel good music. It's feel good for the soul.
Yes, that's a good definition, Vanna. That's a very good definition. Yeah, and all of us here we love R&B music. So my next question for including myself, Who is your favorite R&B artist of all time? Give me 5. Anybody can go first.
The 5?
You said 5 though? Really 5?
Yeah. If you could
all
go 5,
time.
Yeah.
Oh
Your favorite, your favorite of all time. Your favorite of all time. Yep. This is no right and wrong answer. This is your opinion. Who your favorite?
So I feel like you're not truly a real African American Black person if your mother did not wake you up in the morning playing R&B music. So for me personally, mommy, I love you. It was definitely Anita Baker in my house, and I'm so blessed to the fact that me and my mother actually saw her live in concert because that was on my bucket list. So Anita Baker, definitely. Sade. I feel like everyone else is important, but for me personally, I have like a personal connection because it was like I remember the first time I heard Anita Baker and Sweet Love and Sade, Taboo and just Sweetest Taboo. Like that's just to me. Those are my go-to. I can list so many other people, whether it was, I'm kind of going old school, Switch, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Isley Brothers. But for me, automatically on my playlist, it's going to be Sade, Anita Baker, and some Maxwell too. But those are my two, like, I love them completely.
Nice. Yo, Roddy, who you got?
I have Case. I have Donald Jones.
Of course.
I have Joe Thomas. I have Neo. That is how much 4?
Yeah, that's 4.
And the number 5th one has to be Whitney Houston.
Nice. You know, for me, of course, you know, even though he is the king of pop, I gotta put Michael on the list. Definitely, you know, Off the Wall, you know, Thriller, Bad, like the Jackson 5. Like, come on, like that's to name a few. Stevie Wonder,
especially Librarian Girl, who's the shit too.
Oh my God, Librarian
Girl.
Yeah, Librarian Girl. You know, PYT, just to name a few. Human Nature. Stevie Wonder. That man, that's my legend right there. Stevie Wonder. I love his music no matter, like, any time. I could go to Stevie Wonder any time of the day. Kind of curved, like Usher. I add Usher to my list.
I forgot about Usher.
Usher. Neo. I had Neo to my list as well. And if I had to pick a fifth one, I gotta think about this. It would probably. I'm gonna agree with Vanna on this one. I'm gonna say Anita Baker. I love Anita Baker music, man. So
like,
cool. God.
I just feel like, again, like, and I love, like, all the artists that y'all named. I love them to death. But again, for me, it's just like I'm an old school heart. Like, I was here for when Earth, Wind and Fire and I did Isley Brothers did the verses. I was like, yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it.
Oh, it's also the Isley Brothers too. That's like a strong 6.
You know,
honorable mention.
So like, I love all that, but like, again, it's just like, it's certain like artists for me. Like, I remember hearing like Barry White. Like, it's just certain people for me. I'm like, yes, like.
And I had enough. I'm gonna stop that I mentioned because so much I can't. If I had to pick more names, Brandy is also on my list too. I love Brandy music too. That's another person I gotta add to Brandy, and you know. So
wait, it's did you say? Because honestly, wait, hold on. I'm gonna give, like, one day she's gonna hear this. So when I was a child, like, I loved Brandy. I got my braids based on Moesha and Brandy, but I would say the way that she demolished the Star Spangled Banner the other day was everything. And if you didn't hear it, then you need to hear it because she. I
gotta check it out.
She killed it in a way I was like, oh my God. Like, I remember, like, and we took like Cinderella. I was like, oh my God, I'm watching her and she killed it. Like her voice is impeccable. So that's it.
Nice. So next we got what R&B artist? What R&B album changed your life? Name 3.
My life? Oh shit. Well, I think what can I say is respectfully, like y'all can let me know if I'm wrong or right. I think that for our age range, because we're all around the same age, Confessions was across the board one thing that was different.
Yeah. That actually on my list. Actually, Confessions is actually on my list.
Confessions definitely hit differently. It definitely did.
Yeah, Confessions definitely on my list. Well, so specifically since I'm here, Thriller, Thriller, of course. We'll have to say Thriller because that album was just wow. The album was just wow. And what's the last? I mean, this album didn't change my life, but I love this album so much. I'm just gonna say it. Don't Be Cruel, Bobby Brown.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Bobby Brown, king of R&B in the '80s. Yeah, Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel.
It was a tough one for me.
I mean, if you can't come on through, you get to name one.
Boy, what changed my life? Cause that's a lot of R&B albums, bro.
Facts.
Hard to choose. I could say Neo in my own words.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I like that was my album too.
But also, I'm not gonna say Neo in my own words.
Alright, Vanna, do you got any other answers?
In my own words was his first one, right? That was his first one. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we all say Confessions across the board, but then I'm also gonna go with Destiny's Child, The Writings on the Wall. That was definitely different. And then I gotta go with my girl, Brandy. Was it Never Say Never? Was that the album? Well, Almost Doesn't Count.
That was a dope one.
That was a dope album. I love that album. That was a fire album.
That's an album you can play front to back.
I wouldn't say changed my life, but it was just, those were those albums, yes.
Yeah. Also, I gotta say, McGentleman, Neil's third album.
Wow.
Yeah, cause y'all already know why. I don't have to say it.
Of course. You know why.
No, I don't have to say it. The name itself, the name itself.
There's just so many great R&B albums that drop. It's hard for me to choose.
It is, man. It really is. That was a hard.
Like I would sit here and talk about Mario and Joe and them all day, but I'll be sitting all day.
Yeah, that was a hard. That's a hard question. So what?
Wait. Actually, I don't know if it was the album or certain songs. The Boomerang soundtrack, because I think that was one of the first, and I was a young child, so I don't know how Boomerang is one of my favorite movies. But There You Go by Johnny Gill, and then Love to Be Brought You Home Last Night. Lord God, that's my
favorite. That Johnny Gill song is my favorite song, yo.
Period. There you go. But then Love Should Have Brought You Home Last Night, and she acapella that shit. I was like, oh my God, I should not be. What is happening?
Yeah, crazy.
I have one more, but
go say it right there.
Y'all might not like what I say.
Say it.
Even though everybody banned him,
it's close. Go ahead.
I can admit that the R album was really that album kind of has that album I kind of listen to front to back. I'm not going to be embarrassed.
I mean, if I had to pick an R. Kelly album, it to me it's always been Chocolate Factory. That album was just for me, man. I love that album.
You still got to give this man his credit.
You definitely do, and honestly, and I feel like, and I agree, and I've seen Kels perform live before, thankfully, and I was hold on, let me go back. Not thankfully, but I've seen him perform live, and we can't erase what R. Kelly did. And I said it before, like what he did for the music and the culture. We can't take that away from him. We can't do that.
We just
no, we definitely can't.
We can't. But, you know, she got that vibe, like all the.
She got that vibe. That's not okay now.
But CP3 was actually had a lot of singles.
Yeah, it did.
The album wasn't that great, but the singles was popping. Let's go on.
Yeah. So next question we got is, what is your favorite R&B song right now that you're listening to? It could be old or new. Like what is in your what song that you got on repeat right now? It could be a new song. It could be an old song for R&B. Like what you got playing right now?
You did not give me these questions before we started doing this. Did you send me all these? Are you sure?
Yeah,
hold on. Okay.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. Okay. I'm looking at it right now, sir. Okay, continue.
So what song are you playing right now? What song are you playing right now on your speaker, on your headphone? Like right now, it could be an old song or a new song.
Montel Jordan, When I Get Home Tonight.
Keep talking. Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, I said Montel Jordan, When I Get Home Tonight. Vanna, you there?
I know I'm here, like, because I have okay. I want to say I have a couple. So I want to go with the song that I put on if I'm coming home or I feel a type of way, and I apologize in advance. Might be Rocket by Beyonce.
Okay. Well, since I'm doing a little bit of Janet Jackson High a little bit, I've been listening to the whole Control album, So I've been on Janet Jackson High, the Control. What have you done for me lately? Yeah, I'm on Janet Jackson. That was in my headphones right now. Janet Jackson, who is also a legend, by the way.
Of course.
So, what is the current state of R&B right now? Like, what do you feel is the current state of R&B right now? Like, how you feel about it?
I believe that it's hanging by a thread. Like, we have a few songs here and there, but it'll never get back to the complex state. Like, lately, people will more drop, like, straight albums, and because it's a certain person, the album will do good and that's it. Like how Summer Walker came out a few months back and her whole album was just phenomenal. She crushed it, So that's like the state of R&B. Like people are just dropping full-length albums and not truly bringing out singles. It's in other places too, but that's like where we are right now for most part. I mean, with the exception of some people who are bringing out singles every here and there, but it's not a lot of people.
I'm gonna say the opposite. I feel like people bringing out more songs, more singles, but not the album. Like if you had for example, SZA. She's been putting out singles after single, but we still haven't got an album from her for like almost 2 years.
But remember, Tiana Taylor put out a whole album last year. Yeah. And there was no singles from that.
She only had like 2 singles. One of them was originally a Kanye song, but Kanye gave her put it to her single. That when she added Lauryn Hill to it, and then
I heard about that.
Yeah, and then with the other single with her and her husband. But I feel like that her album didn't get too much promotion though, But in terms,
people still check for it and we're still streaming it.
Yeah, of course. But in turn for me, when it comes to R&B, today, I feel like R&B is trying to get back to what it is, but it will never be the way it was.
It never will be.
Yeah, but we got artists holding. I feel like her is like one of the biggest R&B artists that hold it down right now. I have to say her is like one of the biggest R&B artists that hold it down right now, in my opinion.
More successful because you still got these guys like Gideon and
Gideon's out there, SZA's out there,
Black and all these other guys.
Black Queen Nala,
Daniel Caesar.
Yeah, Damon Caesar. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of talented artists out there though. A lot of talented R&B.
They're not getting their shine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like they're not getting the shine how artists in the 90s and 2000s was. I say that. How you feel about this?
It's extremely a struggle to get these on top of the Billboard.
So I definitely feel like that social media is a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I do feel like back in the day in the 90s, especially for me, so I'm gonna date myself. The first time that I heard and saw Trey Songz, I was in college. It happened to be at VSU, shout out to Virginia State University, Trojans, here we go. They're both from Virginia. But either way, like that's when Facebook was just jumping off. But however, it was like word of mouth that you heard about their songs, you heard about they were going to be somewhere, and it was like word of mouth. And social media, again, is an amazing platform. But I feel like back in the day, for us, like you had to really not run after people, but you really had to like figure out like when shit was like stuff was dropping. Like I remember buying. How do we not mention Aaliyah in all this though? But I remember buying Aaliyah's One in a Million CD. I remember like saving my little money up, and this is when we had Right On magazine. I think it was Right On and Word Up. I want to say it was those two. We had those. We definitely had those with B2K and all that. And I remember, and even beyond, I hate, like, I'm a Beehive person, but even she said it, like, everything happened so quick. Like, you drop one single, boom, you got a single. Nobody actually releases albums anymore.
Yeah.
When you think about it, they do, but it's not how it was so curated back in the day.
That's what I'm saying.
I would say that it also depends on who the person is as well that draws the album when it drops, because there's Beyonce, when she drop an album, she don't have to put out singles, and that's it.
But then I also feel like, I think you brought up Tiana Taylor. I kind of feel like if Tiana Taylor, let's say social media did not exist and we were just based on the 90s shit or how we got music, it would be different for her.
Yeah, it would be
possibly.
It would be so different. She would be like, she's amazing and she's huge and I love her. But I do feel like it will be different for her, because I feel like when we were younger, not that people had to fight for the charts per se, but there wasn't like social media, and there was no Twitter, there was no Instagram, there wasn't TikTok, it was this, it was that. It was based on the artist and the person.
True, yeah, that's true.
And that's even like Jasmine Sullivan, the case may be, like, she's a beast. We all know she's a beast. We all know she can fucking blow and do whatever, but it's not the same anymore because social media has intervened on what we demean, like who's popular and who's not. Even if they are great artists, but it doesn't measure up. So it's just kind of weird for me.
It's crazy.
I agree.
It's crazy how a lot of our old school people bring out albums and we never ever hear about it.
Yeah, because they do things independent now. They're not part of like a major regulator, so we're not gonna hear much about our classic legends. Cause they doing their own thing, so they want an independent scene, and we ain't gonna hear much about it until like sometime a little later. Like Tyrese, for example, he came up with the Black Rose album. That album was strictly independent, but it was an amazing R&B album. Have y'all heard that album? Okay, have y'all heard that album? The Black Rose album, Tyrese?
No, I haven't.
Exactly. It's a independent album, and nobody knew that he put out an amazing album. It was independent, and that's the issue. I feel like people need to pay attention to more independent than major.
But then also by the same token, I feel like right now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, boo. But I also feel like in the moment, and because I work in a high school, when we were younger or around the same age range, like it was being, I don't want to say soft, but talking about your lady and being in love was the thing. That was okay. Yeah. That was fine. That was whatever. Like, that's my queen. That's my thing. That's my brown sugar babe. Like, she was all the above. But now is she my down bitch? She my ride bitch? She my down bitch? And that's your thing. And I'm not gonna knock anybody for that. But it's two different type of lives that we're living. Like, that's their thing. It's my down bitch, my down bitch, and I'm a bitch. I'm a ride for my nigga. I'm a die for my nigga. And that's your thing, queen. And that's just how we are now. It's different. It's different.
Also, before Roddy says something else, there's a lot more heartbreaking songs than ever than love songs. That's another thing that I want to put out there. There's a lot more heartbreaking songs and stuff like that, you know. I feel like it is. I don't feel like it's heartbreaking.
I feel like a lot of times, especially now, dudes are kind of hiding behind the facade of I gotta be a hard ass dude, a hard ass, because if I love my lady and I'm treating her the way that it needs to be treated, then it's not respectable. Like even G Herbo. So for example, he comes to my mind because you're G Herbo, you're engaged to Taina is her name. I want to say it's her name. Who is the stepdaughter of Fabulous? Who's in that whole situation? So G Herbo. So G Herbo's engaged to Taina, whose mother is Emily, who's the wife of Fabulous, and Fabulous is his stepdaughter. Well, Fabulous is her stepfather, but whatever. So it's a whole situation. So I just kind of feel like it's just different. But even when again, this is how we know that we're old school. Even when Jay-Z speaks about Beyonce, he talks about her like he's very that rappers are clever when they talk about their ladies. Like they'll use certain I can't say the word right now, y'all. I'm sorry, but they'll say it in a certain way that you're like you're not disrespectful, but you're also respecting your queen, who's the mother of your children, and you get it. But I think now the thing is for now with R&B and with rapping is like she's my down bitch. I'm gonna hold her down, bitch. She gonna be there. I'm sorry, Ken, but that's what it is. This is where we are. And then we have women, and there's nothing wrong with standing by your man, but then we have the females who are like, yeah, that's my nigga, I'm his bitch, I'm a ride and die, I'm a fuck his beats or whatever, I'm a pop like pussy popping, yeah, that's what I do. But that's not what. No, sis, no. Like you can do that. Like if you want to, as you should, love your man behind closed doors. And there's nothing wrong with being sexually fluid, but being a bitch and a hoe and all this all the time is not okay for me. That's a whole other conversation. But here we go.
Yeah, Roddy, you got anything else to say about the topic?
I don't know nothing else at the moment. I don't know what I was gonna say. I really do.
There you go.
Mess him up.
Yeah. You kind of went there. You went there. But now it's time for the main topic. The main topic about this episode. So here's my question to y'all: Can white artists sing R&B? Anybody can go first in this.
Can Eminem rap hip hop? Or rap?
Yeah.
But okay, so I would say the following. I feel like I do feel once upon a time it was a whole stigma per se. It was a whole thing like, well, you're white, you shouldn't do this. And there was a point in time again when I mentioned Frankie Lyman where our culture was robbed from us. But I do feel like we're in a better place where we kind of all sample from each other. And when I say that, like even when it comes from Afro beats, reggae, soca, reggaeton. We all sample from each other. Pop music, R&B music, blues music, gospel music. There's so many influences in that. So I do feel like we shouldn't, not say that they shouldn't sing R&B music, but if you are going to sing R&B music and that's your thing, also be on a platform when things are going down and there's injustices going down and black people being killed and things are happening, then use that same platform. Because I feel like we're all influenced with the same things, but if that's the case, use your white privilege, which is a thing, to do the right thing, and that's that.
I agree. Well, how do you feel? What about you, Roddy?
White people can make R&B music, but for me, I feel like they're able to do more with it because of who they are and because of the audience they can reach. And in a way, it's fair, but it's not fair to me. So,
yeah.
That's how I feel.
I agree with you because a lot of people get up, you're right. You're like white people when they sing R&B music, people listen. But say a black person want to go to pop, it's a big issue because they would say that they sold out or this and that. For example, like Usher, he made a pop album a couple years ago, and Neil too. They both made pop album, and they made a big thing about that. A lot of people did not like it because they went that route and stuff like that.
But I kind of feel like it's different because, again, we had people like Craig David. Craig David came from London, a black man, but he was also influenced between pop and R&B when you listen to his music. And there was another guy, Jamiroquai. He had a crazy ass video back in the day and things of that nature. But like, again, that's like saying, but it's like, it speaks on the fact that as African Americans or the black culture, however you want to say it, we influence so many people.
Yeah.
And that's like saying, if that's the case, then that's like saying, y'all, Eminem should not be doing hip hop or in rap. And we can't like he's one of the greatest. Like he's probably top 20, top 10. We can't say that though. Yeah, so I do feel like, if you're gonna sample our music, then and I feel like there are people, Justin had to give his earn back because we were over him with after Janet Jackson, but I do feel like a lot of the people that do sample our music have given odes to where it came from because we influence everybody. We are the culture. We are magic. We are beautiful. We're popping.
Yes, definitely. And I love white artists that sing R&B because we're gonna discuss a list here of these amazing artists that did that. And so, and I love the topic. I love that we decided to do the topic to you. Shout out to Roddy. And and I'm glad that we had the conversation on this show. So let's do it. So we're gonna name. I'm gonna name some artists and we're gonna talk about them. So we're gonna start off with Bobby Caswell. So what y'all have to say about Bobby Caswell?
That's not What You Would Do for Love, right? Is that him? What you won't do? That is him, right? Do for love. You had everything.
Yep, that's him.
Well, I don't know a lot about him, but I'm about to Google it. So let me go back on mute. Give me a second.
All right, so I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna start. So Bobby Caswell, I ain't gonna hold you. When I first heard him, I thought he was black. Like this dude have a black voice, like for real. And as I was younger, I keep hearing this song. I always thought it was a black artist. So as I got older, I found out he wasn't a black artist. He was a white guy. I was like, oh wow, his voice sounds amazing, and the fact that he sounds amazing. And the thing is, I decided to look more into his music because I thought maybe he just seemed like that on that one song. But no, he seemed like that on every song. He got that black voice on every song. And I was like, wow.
So just so you know, he was actually born in New York, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So New York is a melting pot for everybody. So it makes sense. It's not a defense, but he was raised in New York. What part of New York it does not say. It doesn't state what part of New York, but he was definitely born in New York and raised in New York. So that makes a little sense, why he got that little flavor, sazon.
Yeah, he was influenced by Latin, reggae, and R&B.
Wow.
He grew up listening to Frank Sinatra, Edwin Frederick, and I probably said that wrong, but...
And Frank Sinatra is from where, Ken?
New York.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, yeah, and he grew up, he had a band growing up. Yeah. So I know...
then also because you say Frank Sinatra, because we also sampled from certain people. So when you say him, Frank Sinatra, Jay-Z, the New York song, New York, New York, Hov took that from Frank Sinatra. So it's like we kind of just piggyback off each other. When you're from New York, it's different.
No, that's true. So of course he had the song "What You Do for Love," what you won't do for love, which became a top 10 hit in the 70s. Also was on number 6 in the R&B. I know it was number 6. Yeah, so number 6 in the R&B charts.
Wow.
And number 10 in the contemporary chart. Later, I know Tupac sampled one of his songs. I think it was that. Yeah, he sampled that song. I think. Tupac sampled that song. I think.
He sampled in the LBC, Mr. Warren G. Because if you actually go on TikTok now, there's a TikTok with these 2 white girls actually singing the Warren G part, and there's another man singing his part. So yes.
Oh God.
So Warren Z, yeah. So yeah, it's a sample.
Boy, TikTok. But it's crazy because he is doing his thing to this day too. Do making music. Do performing live and stuff like that. He's too active, so yeah, man. He is doing an amazing thing. Roddy, do you got anything to say about him?
Not about him. I don't know much about him.
All right, next we got Michael McDonald, man. How y'all feel about Michael McDonald?
Michael McDonald.
All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna come through with some stuff. Hold on.
He has some great songs.
He actually, I feel like I have this song on my phone, but I also want to just confirm something. So, actually, one of his biggest influences was Valerie Simpson, who was a part of the amazing Ashford and Simpson. He was also influenced on that and his R&B roots. Give me a second again. But his song that we all know it.
While Vanna looks for that information, I'm gonna talk about a little bit about Mr. Michael McDonald. So he was in a group called the Dewey Brothers, which one of the songs was influenced by Michael Jackson. But he didn't want to be credited for the song.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Also, he had a song called "What a Fool Believes," minute by minute, and taking it to the streets.
So I need to correct myself. So I actually messed up. So I keep forgetting the song that was referencing to before with Nate Dogg and Warren G was actually his song. What You Won't Do for Love was the previous artist we spoke about. So I do apologize for that.
Tupac sampled that song.
Yeah. So
the song that Nate Dogg sampled was I keep forgetting it every time you near. It was that song, yeah. The Warren G song. No,
the song. I wish I had my computer next to me, but I went and the LBC.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the original song was I keep forgetting every time you're near. Yeah.
Yeah, What You Won't Do for Love. So that was different. Yeah.
No, that's not different. That was Tupac. Tupac said for that one.
Okay, yeah. I'm just correcting my sources. I
know. But also Michael McDonald, he also did a song with James Ingram, Patti LaBelle. Don't forget the legendary song, "The Secret Garden."
Oh yeah.
Was he on that? Was he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, wait. Because that's my wait.
Yeah,
that's my joint. Like that's my like woo. Not.
Wait. Technical difficulties, real quick. Technical difficulties. We will get to the bottom of this. If I get this wrong, I will do a public apology about getting my information wrong.
Okay, here we go.
We're gonna figure this out. We are gonna figure this out.
So, and it's in my, and I'm looking at it right now. So, The Secret Garden, he was not in that song, hon.
Oh, sure.
He definitely was not in that song at all. The song had, and I'm like, that's my joke. Like, I listen, I know that song when I hear it. So it was Quincy Jones, which you all know. If you didn't know, his daughter was also in The Office. Figure it out who she was. Then we had Albie Shore, who is P. Diddy's extra baby father, daddy, whatever. We had James Ingram. We had Mr. The Sir from El DeBarge, and then Barry White. But no, he was not in that song at all. No, I know that song when I hear it.
I had to make a public apology. I got my information wrong. I'm so sorry.
He definitely was in that song.
I'm bugging right now. I already told you about that song. My fault, everybody. That's my fault. That really was my fault. But Mike McDonald did have a song with James Ingram before though, and called "Why I'll Be There." So yeah, I just got the wrong song wrong. My fault, y'all. If I got anything else to say,
no.
Not on this. We can move on.
Nah, you messed up already. That's the next topic.
yeah. Next we got Tia Marie. How y'all feel about Tia Marie?
Tina Marie. It's Tina Marie.
Yeah.
I love her. Like she, honestly, between her and Rick James, and I wish in my life I could have been blessed to see either them live or to meet Rick James. But again, she was Portuguese, Italian, Ireland. She was mixed, but she was also raised in a predominantly African American community. She met Rick James and magic happened, and I never had an issue with her not like singing R&B songs. I felt like she had soul. She definitely had soul. Fire and Desire, you play it right now. That is the shiznick, and that's that. Like you can't talk about her. Like,
yeah, she had an amazing voice. I mean, I didn't listen too much of her. But the song that I did hear from her, she do have an amazing voice. She got rest in peace, Tia Marie. What about you, Roddy? How you feel about her?
Tina Marie was good, man. She had some joints out there. She did that Ooh La 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 song. She did a couple stuff with Rick James. Like I also heard that she also did some rapping too.
Oh wow, really?
If you listen to Square Biz, she actually does rap on Square Biz. She does. She's really good. She was really good with her tongue in the way that she rapped. Yes.
So like somebody told me about that in conversation, and then that's when I first wrote that out a few years ago when they was saying that Lauren was the first one to do the singing rapping thing, and then they said no, it was Tina Marie.
Oh wow!
So it was crazy. She had talent. She was dope. I'm glad that she was around and she gave us what we needed in this culture.
I agree.
But also, y'all realize there was an episode of Martin where Gina and Martin sang "Fire and Desire" with each other.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. I already remember that. Classic.
I
remember that.
But yeah, she was definitely like, Square Biz. She definitely rapped on it. So yes.
So let's talk about her charts real quick. So her song "It Must Be Magic" went number 2 on the R&B album charts at the time. It became her first gold record. Square Biz went to number 3 as R&B single. And let's see what else. And Hypocrisy. I think it's called Hypocrisy Love with uncredited cameo by with James was 54 on the R&B charts. So yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah. This is the name of few so far. You know, amazing talent, man.
It was dope.
You know, yeah. She was dope. So now we going into the 90s now. You know, we're going into the 90s of things, and we got Mariah Carey. Let's talk about Mariah Carey, which whew, amazing talent right there. Who want to go first on this one? Mariah Carey. We kind of proven that white people can't sing R&B, so let's maybe educate y'all quick. I do try to recover though. But yeah, let's do it. Mariah Carey, y'all.
Mariah Carey. I'll have some things to say. She was blowing from the jump. Like, it's her first album. She was really hot and hitting those number ones.
Yep.
Like, nobody can hold the note, can do the voice like her. Like, if she stopped today or something, they will never. I don't think there'll ever be somebody who can match what she did. There'll never be another Mariah. I believe that people would come close, but there won't be somebody like her. Possibly not in this lifetime. If she just stopped all of a sudden, it's really impressive to see all the things she did for the culture and how she can come back every Christmas and still take the reins with that Christmas song.
Shoot, we already know, Roddy. We did this episode on the Billboard charts, 90s episode.
Yeah, that's fine.
And Mariah Carey was the queen of the 90s. Literally every album she dropped, literally almost every year, like 1990, 91, 93, 94, 95. She was 97. She was number one. Took a break for a little bit. Then came back number one again when the Max Pace of Mimi came out, and which became her longest number one. It was One Sweet Day, but then We Belong Together became the longest number one album after that. But yeah, Mariah Carey, definitely talented, man. She started singing at 3 years old.
I didn't know 3. Wow.
Yeah, 3 years old. She's mixed. You know, she had a black father, and
I was waiting for it because I was saying here, like, I do know that she's actually Afro-Latina.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, we can't, like, you can put her in that box, but I feel like people don't understand, like, she is also of Afro descent. So it's like, but I'm going to let you continue and I'm going to jump in later.
I mean, that's it. You can jump in now, actually, That's the information I wanted. You said it for me. Do your thing, Vanna.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with her because, I don't see people for color when it comes to music. I feel like music is also across everyone because I love Latino music, Spanish music. I love Mark Anthony, Aventura, Alan Cave. Like, I listen to everything, so I don't really kind of categorize music based on what your culture is or what color you are. But again, Mariah Carey, she's mixed, and she's also raising mixed kids with Nick Cannon. So, but yeah, so she's definitely an Afro. I want to say Latina. She's biracial. So I've never been like, oh, you can't sing that song because you're white or you're not fully black or nothing. She can blow. There you go.
Mariah got talent. You talk about Mariah, one of the biggest female artists ever. Like,
she secured the bag because every Christmas at October 31st, she's about to defrost and she's gonna get that bag. So
that's true.
I'm not the biggest on the Christmas stuff, but yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. But before we move on, I'm gonna ask this question right now. Versus Mariah, what do you think what can we do with Versus and Mariah? Is it music? No, we can bring the topic up from Mariah. Why not? I want to hear Vanna more than anything, though. Cause I feel like me and Roddy, we spoke about this many times. I want to hear Vanna.
Who can see Mariah Carey?
Who would you put her in the verse?
Who can go against her?
Who would you put her in the verse?
The person that I feel like that could see Mariah Carey is no longer here, and that's pointless. Period. And we won't do that.
Yeah, I know. Whitney.
That's the only person. Like, if I had to think about it off the top, because even when that person was here, sorry, I'm like, because even when they did the song, what movie was it?
Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt. People were always putting them against each other, but it was no beef. But honestly, if we had to be transparent, if we had to, like, that's the only person I could see Mariah Carey.
I agree.
There's nobody else in this world that could see Mariah Carey besides Whitney Houston.
Nah, you're right.
But then, can I ask a question? Like, I know it's not on the docket, but I'm gonna ask a question. How do y'all feel about, because it kind of bugs me out and it freaks me out, and I don't know if y'all saw it, the fact that there is the hologram concert in Vegas with Whitney Houston.
I heard something like that, but I didn't know much about it. I heard something like that, but I didn't hear much about it though. Not too much info.
Okay.
I heard very little, but that just sounds crazy. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's very scary to look at. So I was like, "This how you just okay." Go ahead,
I feel like they're doing it only for a money grab. That's how I feel about it.
But I feel like, oh, my bad, right? Continue. I thought it was done.
Because it's like, you know, I know that the person's not here. You want to do a hologram? Why not just have a good DJ play their joints, or have somebody? Nah, that's what they do, and that's what they do in awards. So I ain't gonna say that. Like, have somebody else do it. But I don't know. The way I feel about that is like, I just feel like it's a money grab. They're doing it to secure the bag, even though the person not here. They did have I heard they did have a Tupac hologram performance.
Yeah. I was just about to mention that.
That was years ago. That was at least maybe 10 years ago, and it kind of made.
But I remember when they talked about it.
Yeah.
It was like one of the. I'm gonna look it up, but it was like one of the. It was like one and done, and it happened, and we were all like, "Oh my God, it's amazing!" But I feel like for you to kind of market her being passed and like consistently every night she's having shows as a hologram, it's like, that's just not okay for me.
That's kind of crazy. I heard they would think about doing that with Michael too. I heard too. Is that crazy though? That is crazy. So before we move on,
now let me ask y'all this. We kind of have a lot of people that passed away recently, within 5 to 6 years, that were artists.
Yeah.
And labels want to still monetize their names. Like, if we're saying, that's like saying it's okay for them to put XXXTentacion or Juice WRLD as a hologram just for their label to keep their music going. I'm not even okay with that.
Yeah, no, because I remember when Pop Smoke passed, and I think it was either a couple of days or a week after, it was either London or somebody, they happened to have a hologram of him doing the dance and singing. I was like, that's not okay. Like, how are you okay with that?
Yeah,
like, I don't understand how that's okay. And like, even when this is like this different, excuse me, y'all, between our generation and the other generation. When Aaliyah passed, you didn't hologram her. It was what it was. When Left Eye passed, it was no hologram. Like, if you do that now, I'm like, no, I can't see that. Yeah. So it's like, when do we kind of have that boundary of respecting a person, their family, when they passed away? Like, I understand, like the Tupac thing was different. It happened. It was amazing for that 20 seconds or how long it was. I don't remember. Yeah. But for y'all to really sit here like, oh, we're going to make her a whole concert. It's like, no, that's like seeing B.I.G. as a hologram. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want his kids to see that, because it gives you like that false hope of like, they're there, but they're not there. It's like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think Pac had kids. I could be wrong, but I don't think he had kids.
I don't think so. I don't even remember if we did or not.
I never heard about him having kids.
Exactly. So for like Whitney is okay. So Whitney's mom is still alive. Yeah. Unfortunately, her daughter passed. You still have Bobby. But Bobby's kids through Whitney. It's triggering. It's like, why would you want to even do that?
And of course, Bobby would take. Bobby taking it the wrong way because they feel like disrespect to him as well.
Yeah. But let's get back on track, y'all. Let's get back on track. So before we move on, I'm gonna just name some of Mariah's biggest hits. You know, she had "Hero," "Without You," "All I Want for Christmas," "Fantasy," "Always Be My Baby," "One Sweet Day," and "We Belong Together." Yeah, she had many more, but just to name a few, she had many hits. So we're gonna move on. Next, we got John B. I know Roddy, go take this one. I don't know who go first on this one. John B.
Tell you, it's like when he first got signed, they just hooked him up with They hooked him up with all the good R&B producers. They was having Tin and Bob and Babyface and all these people. When I tell you this man could blow. Like, I was watching his Unsung, and it's crazy because he would be singing randomly, and he'll be in the other rooms and people wouldn't know that it's a white guy and all of that stuff.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yep. I watched the Unsung too. Yeah, that was a dope.
And then there was like, wow, you sing so good. You sing like a black guy. That's what people were saying every time he went somewhere. So he was deemed. And I'm saying this based on the Unsung, that he was the unofficial black guy that could sing. Because when you listen to his hits, they don't know it was his biggest hit.
Yeah.
If you never seen John B video, would you think that's a white guy?
That's just like how it was when I would listen to Bobby Caswell. I didn't know he was a white guy until I saw a video of him. I was like, oh, it's not, he's a white guy.
And then it's like he does it so well that you just can't hate on him for singing R&B at all, man. Like, that's what I gotta say about that.
Nah, that's true. And John B. early influence in music was Marvin Gaye.
Oh,
Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Babyface, Prince, and Sade. Pretty much all the legends, basically. Like, all the
and
legends.
The fact that he got to work with Babyface on that song was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, what are you about to say? I got some more things too, but what do you got to say on Vanna?
But I guess my question is, are we mad the fact that he was influenced, or like, again, do we feel like he shouldn't be singing it because
No. Here's the thing. Like, like some of these artists that, you know, some of these white artists that sing R&B, we actually happy they just sing R&B because they fit the culture. And some we feel like they should not be singing it because some they, you know, do it for the culture, you know. But John B.
Okay, so I guess my question is, who are the ones that don't do it for the culture then? Because again, we know that because we do know that there are like
some, yeah.
Like so the three of us had a conversation offline that we know that our excellence as Black people, African Americans, we're popping, we're this, we're that. We are the culture. We know that. So then who are the people that we feel like, nah, sis, don't make the mac and cheese because you're going to put the raisins in it. We don't want that. So who are those people then? Because we know there's certain people that can sing the hell, and I want to say another word, out of certain songs. But who are the ones we like, nah, sis, you good, just sit on the pew, just be cocaine.
Y'all remember when Jesse McCartney came out with that "I'm Leaving" song in that album?
Well, that's pop music. That was pop. It wasn't meant to be R&B though.
Well, he was. I think the thing is.
I get it right, Francis.
Let me finish what I was gonna say.
Okay. Big chest tonight. Okay.
He must be getting the hostess.
Yeah. So, with what I was gonna say, because I really thought about this when I was thinking about this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, when they come out, whether it's their first or their second album, the team gather them with R&B or hip hop producers, or they put a rapper on their track. You can also say that with Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
I don't know how y'all feel about it, but it was kind of dope. But I feel like
I might rebuttal you in a second, but go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like they pushed it too hard when it came to him and Jesse McCartney, and but it worked for Shawn Mendes kind of pop, but he's just singing good. So.
Okay, so I would say the following. So I'm gonna back up a little bit. So for me is when 90s like boy bands happened, for me it was like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. It was like you love Justin Timberlake, JC Crabbage, you love Nick Carter or Asian, like that was whatever. But there was a transition that happened to make them more, I don't know what the word is, and someone can kind of fill us in, but when NSYNC did Girlfriends with Nelly, that's when Nelly.
We want to get to that anyway.
Should I
we want to get to that anyway. Yeah. Save that. Yeah, we get to that anyway. We want to get to the Justin anyway. Don't even save that. Save it. Okay. Save it. God, we gonna talk about that because I was going to say the same exact thing. Save it. I get why you want to talk about that.
But I will say the following. So I will say, as someone that I love the Backstreet Boys, I will bump them, and people when I bump them, they're like, "Oh my god!" And it's crazy for me because when I bump certain music in my office, and they're like, "Oh my god, you like Backstreet Boys?" I'm like, "Cause I'm black, like I can't listen to certain music." Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I will say it's like no. But I also remember there was no time that I can remember, and now that I think about it, the Backstreet Boys ever doing a song with someone of color.
I don't remember that either, actually.
NSYNC and it's no whatever. NSYNC, they made sure they did something with Latino. What Latino?
I know. Yeah, that's NSYNC. Yeah, I know what NSYNC did.
No, they did Gloria. No, they did Gloria Stefan, "Music of Your Heart." They definitely made sure. So whoever, they did the right thing. But the Backstreet Boys did not. However, they did market off of people like girls who liked whatever. But we can go there later. We can go there whenever you're ready. We can talk about it later.
Yeah, when we get to Justin, we definitely gonna talk about that.
Yeah, bro.
But back to hold on, right? Do you have something else to say?
No, we can move on for that.
No, John B. It's more about John B.
I got nothing else to say about John B.
No, I do. Before we move on, John B. He actually wrote for artists as well before he came out with his album. And that was like a big thing too. He wrote for At the Seven. He wrote for Toni Braxton. He wrote for Michael Jackson. He wrote for Color Me Bad. He also wrote for Spice Girls and others. So John B was a big deal for the culture. He helped out a lot. He came out with an amazing album. He worked with Tupac in one of his songs as well. He was talented, man. And he do acting to this day as well. He do make country music. He do killing to this day. Next we got Christina Aguilera. Come on over. How you feel about Christina?
She's Afro-Latina, so it's like you want to have that conversation. Like I'm like, how you want to do that?
I mean, we do have the conversation because she was another artist who is a pop artist who tried to translate to R&B as well at one point. So yeah, we could talk about that.
I don't think that she translated. I feel like she was raised off what she known, And because of her influences, and she, again, as Black people, African Americans, she was influenced by the culture. So, again, as Latina, and again, Latino music, it's all, to me, it's like it's all wrapped in the same. Like, we can't just like nitpick or whatever. Like, she was raised in the culture. I don't know how, if it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense.
Okay. Somebody got a little spicy. Okay. They got a little spicy. How you feel about this, Roddy?
Man, Christina Aguilera's voice is so excellent. So fantastic. Fact that she being Afro-Latina is good too. But they also, like, I'm starting to realize that with these artists, the team behind them make the sound and make the lyrics. So, like, they, like with Christina Aguilera, she did team up with rappers like Redman and whatnot, and did hip hop remixes. So even though she was pop, she wasn't too far off with it, you know. And I started to see, just like y'all was mentioning earlier, a trend of like how like pop music, like hip hop artists jumping on pop songs, or hip hop producers producing pop artists. So like she definitely was in the whirlwind of that at one point too.
Yeah, and I enjoy Christina Aguilera. You know, she is a talented artist. She did work with many hip hop artists, especially on her album when she turned 21, which was a strip. But she had that song "Dirty" with Redman. She had a song with Little Kim on "I Can't Hold You Down," which became the top 10 hit in many countries. Now I like Christina Aguilera. She always been a talent. But thank you for the facts, Vanna. I didn't know she was Afro Latina. I knew she was Spanish in some kind of way, but I didn't know she was Afro Latina though. But
I feel like if we're gonna talk about certain people again, like that's almost like, for example, I'm gonna use two random people that come to my head, like Selena, Aaliyah. Selena was different and groundbreaking for so many reasons, but she was able to cross trans people despite of like your race, color, whatever you did, like, and so on and so forth. So I do feel like we can't just be like, all right, well, if you're white, you should be able to like sing this or do this or whatever case it may be. It's like, well, music is universal, and I feel like also then, as far as the culture, our music impacts so many other people. You know, so I feel like if a Latina girl or whatever, Latina or however she wants to identify as, if she can fucking shake the room and use her privilege and her platform for something, girl, use it. Shake the room. And that's how I am. So I'm a little different. You know, I'm a rebel. So, you know.
Yeah, I see. So next we got Justin Timberlake. Vanna, you gonna take this one?
Oh, I thought you said Roddy.
No, I said you.
Well, you know, I love me some Justin Timberlake. I do feel like Justin, as far as for everything when it comes to Janet, that's a whole nother situation, but I do feel like he was heavily influenced on our culture. And I said it before, like NSYNC definitely had a lot of R&B influences more than the Backstreet Boys did. I loved his first album, Senorita, and all the above. Like he can get some ribs at the barbecue. But he was also raised in, I want to say, Memphis. He's from Memphis. Wow. He's from Memphis.
Yeah,
He's from Memphis.
Yeah.
He's definitely from Memphis. So
he had the influence around him. I got it.
Exactly. Yeah. So he had that soul in him. So you can't be mad at him for that. But I do feel like he's very honorable when it comes to his influences. He speaks about him coming from Memphis, and he speaks about BB King and how he was influenced by his music. But even when it came to him and being in sync, when you listen to Gone and certain music, you just know that they were influenced by certain people. But then that also goes back to, and this is a whole other topic. If you watch, I want to say, was it MMAs or like a year ago or maybe this year? No, it was a year ago. Half a year ago. It was New Edition, The Right Stuff. Who was that?
New Kids on the Block. New Kids on the Block.
Exactly. So again, our music influences so many people. So so exactly. So I'm like, Justin, I have no wrongs for him besides Janet. He's good. I love him. I'm here for what he does.
I mean, I'm a fan. I mean, I've always been a fan of Justin. You know, like you mentioned earlier about NSYNC. You know, NSYNC, that's one of my favorite boy band groups. And when they tried to slowly change from like the pop and to R&B, you know, with the girlfriend you mentioned by Nelly and Gone, because they were trying to slowly want to get out of that pop route, that bubblegum route. And then Justin came up with the first album, Justified, which was a really dope album. You know, shout out to Pharrell, Timberlake, and them. That was amazing. That first album.
And he worked with name with black producers.
Yeah,
then he did that, and so not for nothing, people he did a song with Jay-Z, but now Beyonce sings it. But people credit like, Beyonce, that's Beyonce song. It's like, no, actually, Justin sang it first, and she sings it beautifully, which, because I'm a stan. But I'm like, no, Justin actually, like, he has soul.
He does.
He has soul. He has all the above. He has everything.
The thing about it, like I said, I've always been a fan of Justin. And the thing about this, when Roddy presented me about this episode, like, we want to drop some facts, and also we wanted to honor some of these artists because they have amazing art. I'm going to honor their work. That's why we had people like Justin Timberlake on the list, Christina Aguilera, Michael McDonald, Bobby Caswell on the list. Because we want to honor their work because they really, some of them really did for the culture. Then some of them, not everybody, but
then also that's the case. Right, so, you know? But then shout out to the Mickey Mouse Club, because that was like my era.
Yes.
Mickey Mouse Club was the first time I ever saw Christina Aguilera, Justin, Britney, Jazzy, Chavez, whatever his name is. Like, that was the first time I saw that. So,
Vanna, you must be reading my mind, because I was just about to mention that next. So I really was about that next, because you must be reading my mind. But it's one song that Justin did that I would never forget. Cry Me a River, man. That breakup song that really did.
Wow.
Yo, cry Me a River,
Not
man.
even the song that hits me. Yeah. The song that hits me for Justin, and because it was him, it might be because it was him and Beyonce, but it was Until the End of Time.
Yes.
And there was one more song that he did, and I'm gonna go through my phone, but
don't hate me for this. Don't hate me for this, but Justin could have did it by himself. Don't hate me for that. He could have kept it by himself. I love the song, but
I never said that he couldn't. No, I never said that.
No.
That whole Future Sex Love Sound album.
Oh my god!
And then My Love, with Timberland and Will I Am, it's different because I feel like he was the first. I can't remember. I think he's the first artist to kind of step outside the box. I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah, he was.
Because everyone else was like, "Oh no, I'm scared. Oh, white boy." But he was like, "No, I'm gonna do it," and that's that. And he did it.
He successfully did it, and he succeeded with it.
He really did. Yeah, that's one of my favorite albums to this day. Future Sex Love Sound, man.
I love. Oh my god,
I love that album. I love that album too, yo. And I mean, the 2020 Experience is cool too, but Future Sex Love Sound though. She's a Louise, man. Roddy, what you gotta say, man? What you gotta say about this?
Justin Timberlake, bro. Like, his transition into the R&B realm was smooth because once his solo career popped, like you said, he just kept working with producers like Pharrell and Timberland. He was working on Timberland label and jumping on songs with them for a long time. Like Timberland, definitely what he did with that Shockwave and the Mosley Group thing was something that had to be mentioned.
Something special,
He kind of transformed Nelly Furtado and Justin Perez through that.
And I have one statement to make once he's done.
She's Louise.
Go ahead.
That shit, go. Wait. What you gotta say, Vanna?
This is how I know that I'm old. Do y'all remember when it was the group that Left Eye had Black?
Yeah.
They did. Oh baby, bring it all to me.
Yeah, MC was on that.
Jumping that shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Justin murdered that shit. I was like,
he did. Yeah, that was classic.
Yes, he did.
That was all. Yeah, we all knew it was about to happen. Like he murdered. Like nothing. Not for nothing. Him and JC murdered that shit. And I was like,
they did.
Look at the white boys. I was like, okay, white boys.
No, they did. I love that song too, and I'm glad that he jumped on it, yo.
But that's another.
Every now and then it pops up my playlist, so yeah.
Yeah, me too. Every now and then, Every now and then, I agree. Every now and then, man. And it's interesting, Roddy, that you mentioned the Shock Value, son. That album was crazy. Shock Value. It elevated a lot of pop artists. Like Timberlake really did that. It elevated a lot of pop. You mentioned another one that's on this list. Two of another on this list actually, who was actually on the album. Nelly Furtado. Nelly Furtado, another artist that who is punkity. Well, I probably said it wrong, but oh well. But how y'all feel about Nelly?
I'm not gonna lie. Personally, I didn't like her early work. I'm Like a Bird and all that.
Like a bird, fly away.
I didn't like that stuff, but when she dropped Promiscuous Girl, I freaking did a double take and I freaking had that song on my iPod. So I paid attention when she went to Timberland and they produced that album. And then I started to pay real attention to her. Mm-hmm. So that was great what he did to that.
I got agree with you on that. Hold on, you wanna go next?
So it kind of just makes sense because we all know she's from Canada, so
yeah, Canada, yeah.
Aubrey Graham. I'm just saying. I'm Justin Bieber. Put that out real quick.
Who also the list, by the way?
Somebody else. I'm gonna put that out.
We get it.
To piggyback off what Rod said, I wasn't really for her. I was like, all right, I'm like a bird, but I was like, what year was that?
Oh, it Fly Like a Bird? What year was that?
Probably early 2000.
That early, definitely early 2000. No, 2000. That first album was called. Yeah, that was Road Nelly.
Okay, I guess because I was still listening to TRL and like wanted to be in Times Square and put my sign up like, oh my God, pick me. But I do feel like the Canadian experience or influence was definitely big after all that. But I didn't. But I kind of feel like I was also like, I love Britney Spears, I love Christina Aguilera. Like I was all for it, Jessica Simpson. I was all for the shenanigans.
Yeah.
But I don't really think I bumped her like that. But once she kind of got more like urban, I was like, oh, I was here for her. I was definitely here for her.
I'm not gonna hold you. I like the Fly Like a Bird. It grew on me though, cause I heard it like when they used to be. If y'all remember the Flavor video by Bobby Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, Bobby Simmons to play that song a lot. That's how that song. I thought I grew to that song, but I wasn't a fan of her. Of course, when she came out with her third album, Loose. And of course, when that album came out, it didn't do well. But then when they put out Promiscuous with Timberland, and that is, I thought I like just like Roddy. I started liking her even more. Then she came out songs like Man Eater. Later had a version with Lil Wayne on it. Say It Right, and all things come to an end. I was like, yo, like Timberland made her something special after a while, man, and she really stepped it up, man. And of course, they had the song.
So no, I kind of no, Timberlake did, but I also feel like I'm sorry to cut you off. Let me cough real quick. But I do feel like for everybody else, if it wasn't for the amazing Missy,
of course,
it was Missy. Because we all know, like, for the urban culture, we know Timberlake. We all know who he is and what he's been through for the table to the culture. But Missy was so at a point that she was so evolutionary and just out the box and like jump out the box, out the window, out the sock, whatever. She did what she did, and that's why people got to know who Nelly Furtado, because she was like, "Go get your."
Right. I
forgot about that.
I forgot about
exactly.
that.
I remember all that.
Wow, the remix part. Me.
The remix.
Yeah, I remember that.
Put her on something.
I forgot all about that. Wow, thank you for that. Can we forget about that?
I really forgot all about that.
I really forgot about that. But nah, yeah, because I think around that time, that was like a little bit after Fly Like a Bird thing. Was it?
I don't remember, but again, because we all know that Missy and Timberlake are like BFFs.
Yeah.
So whatever conversation that they had, they spoke, and that she was on the fucking track, and she was like blowing. And so even like I can't remember hearing "Get Your Freak On" without Nelly's voice on it. Like her voice.
I remember.
And I was like, who the fuck is this annoying ass? Like she was annoying. Like, who the fuck is this girl? But her voice is annoying, but I actually love it. But
it's fit. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look that up real quick. But Nelly Furtado, I loved her, man. And you already know Timberlake and Missy, they've been together for a very long time. When they was in that group, when they in that thing with Devontae from Jodeci in that basement, and they had Leah and all them tweeting on them, and all of them like just came up together after that.
But yeah, we will show you.
Yep, there you go. Yep. Oh, so for me to take a little bit of Vanna facts, Get Your Freak On was 2001. So yeah, it was after Fly Like a Bird. So like basically a year later, Get Your Freak On. So yeah. And so next we got JoJo. Get out right now. Who was also on Shock Value too.
I did not know.
If you don't listen to the way that she sings "Weak" by SWV, you don't know. That girl can sing. She can sing her ass off.
Oh my god!
Like she has. So not for nothing. So she does. She has. So I can say that "Weak" by SWV. But she also has a song by it's a white artist, but I don't know. It's another Caucasian artist. So she also balances the fact that she can sing, I guess, pop songs
and R&B
songs. So I love her. Like JoJo is, I love her.
I love her too. Well, I don't want to say one thing first. Yo, JoJo, I need you on my show, man. I love you, man. I need you on my show, JoJo. I don't want to say that here. Make sure you tag JoJo on this after this because definitely. I got her on Twitter. I got her on Twitter. I got her on Twitter. I'm about to tag her.
She can sing her ass off and I remember, like, it was so many songs when I was working at a certain job, and I would hear her voice, and I'm like, oh my god, she's amazing, she's beautiful, and she could just sing her ass off, and that was that. So, yeah, I love her.
Credits. She don't get the credit she deserves.
Thank you, Roddy. Thank you. I was just about to say that. She don't get the credit she deserves at all, yo.
I remember. At one point, she was doing covers for a lot of hit songs.
Yeah, she was.
And killing it better than the artist that was singing it at one point. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's true. Because I remember for a long time, Courtney had her music. She was on background records, and it was for many years that they would take her music off streaming service for a very long time. And it went to the point that she had to record her whole album. This so her fans could listen to her old songs. And that was
I heard about that.
Yeah, she literally got her rights back last year. Just like when Aaliyah and everybody else got their rights back. She got her right. JoJo got her rights back last year. So I'm happy that she finally gets it.
It's tough what these labels do to you, man.
It is, man. That way is always.
But you know what's crazy? She's another person that was raised in Massachusetts, like up there in like Boston, Massachusetts. I'm gonna give you like really quickly. She was signed to the same label as Aaliyah, Background Records.
Background Record, yep.
She was signed there. She can do whatever she wants to do now. I'm giving y'all something really quick facts. So give me a second.
Yeah. I read it too as you go as well.
Yeah, so she's been on the Bernie Mac show, Romeo, Hawaii 5, Legal Weapon. She was on the TV show True Confessions of a Hollywood Starlet. So yeah, but she's like that. I would love to.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah,
I remember when there was when Cribs was in and they was filming MTV Cribs, and she didn't sugarcoat it. She actually showed her and her mom living in a freaking hotel at that time.
Oh wow!
Like, and it's like hard because it's like you got your first album, but y'all still in the hotel. But that's how real she is. She didn't. They probably told her like, "Yo, you gotta buy you a house, or you gotta rent a house."
Nah. I'm not gonna hold you. She is one artist that always kept it real. She was on The Masked Singer. Yeah. Oh, and she said she was on. I think season 3. I remember. Yeah, she was on. I seen her when she was on it. Yeah, she was on Masked Singer like 2 seasons ago. And also Vanna, you mentioned she was engaged to a dude who was on. He's on the reboot of Saved by the Bell. So he's on the reboot of Saved by the Bell. Yeah. She was engaged last year. And
but her new boo is different. Hold on, give me a second.
Wait, she got another new dude? She got another dude? Wait. She's engaged like December, like 2 months ago. Said by Saved by the Bell.
She is. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds, y'all.
Say her black guy, right?
Okay, here we go. She's engaged to Dexter Darling.
That's what I'm talking about. He's
from Jersey, so he's tri-state, y'all. He was Saved by the Bell. Hold on, you must have.
The only black.
Can I get my report real quick? He was in Saved by the Bell, the reboot. He was also in The Binge, Joyful Noise, The Maze, Point 1.2, Standing Ovation, and the Maze Runner. So he got a little couple things under his belt,
Nice. Shout out to JoJo. Also, I'm gonna try to get you on my show. I'm gonna need you on MrGentleman the podcast, conversating about this podcast. Hopefully, real soon. Let's get that work. That would be fire. You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents a conversation about music podcast. Chew!